All right, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
We're live. We live. We live. I gotta sing it if I mean it.
All right, now let me pull this up.
Morning, everybody. This is the Kombat Pack podcast. We have a lot to discuss today, even though it doesn't seem like we have a lot. I imagine our conversations will flow quite quickly, if I do say so myself.
Always do.
On the docket today, we got Creative and Cabal Sack.
What up?
Hey.
How are you guys doing this morning?
I'm great. I'm drinking my
Kind
tea.
of tired, to be honest.
Right? You said something about tea and weed before we went live.
Yes. I'm having a good
As
one.
always. I gotta fix my light. Move my camera fucking shit. Oh my god. I gotta make sure I show up on camera properly, man. This is a show. This is a show, son.
Yes, sir.
I wish I had tea and weed, but I don't want to do weed on these podcasts. Maybe afterwards. I don't know how much fun these podcasts would be if I were like stone staring at the fucking ceiling the whole time. But I don't know.
It'll be twice as fun as the stream you sent me to edit.
You guys seem to think it's hilarious when I stream stone, but I don't know if I'm ready to do a podcast. Hi.
Oh, it's very funny.
I'll leave that to you. I'll leave that to you, Creative, to do these stoned.
And Polos.
Yeah, if I can be stoned in public and keep it together. Yeah, if I can be stoned in public and keep it together, I'm good for a podcast.
I could keep it together. I just do it very slowly. Very slow. Anyways, what do we got to discuss today? We got what? Rambo. We have Rain. We have
Rambo.
Other stuff. What do you guys think about Rambo so
Mostly
far? The Kombat cast hasn't come out yet, though. So, like, you know.
Yeah, I don't even know if they're going to have one for him.
They are. They said they would.
Oh, okay.
It might even be today.
28th.
Oh, it's the 28th? Oh, okay. What is today?
No, 28th. Today is 25th.
Okay, so we got Tuesday before the Rambo Combat Cast. What are you guys' initial thoughts?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my god, he looks so good. Like, even if he's not like a top tier character, he looks amazing. Like, he looks like he's gonna be so much fun. Like, all the traps, how he utilizes his knife and his bow.
Yeah.
It's just, man, like, he has everything that, like, I feel Rambo fans would have wanted. Like, I'm, like, to be honest, I wasn't a huge Rambo fan, but, like, when I saw that, I was like, holy shit, the accuracy. Like, they had everything that you would have wanted for Rambo. Like,
for me, it was just the fatality.
Of something they're missing. Yeah, the fatality alone, that reference.
I was like, dude, if they're gonna reference the old movies, that's fine, but he's got to have a throat rip. Like, make that a fatal blow or a crushing blow or a fatality. I was like, come on. Man. That was the best part of the recent movies, the two recent ones.
Yeah, when I saw it, it was like... Yeah, like the fatality felt even more brutal than it did in the movie. I fucking loved it. It was so good.
Yeah, like, I was like, if they don't have the throat rip, I'm not
uncultured.
Yeah.
Uncultural Swines on Twitter said it was a reference to MKX Blue.
Oh my god.
What?
Okay, that was a good fatality too, but no, Rambo's OG with that.
Yeah,
and holy shit, you know it's good when like the fatality makes you cringe, but you're still watching because you're like, holy shit, that's gross, but it's still so good.
Yeah. I just think that to me sums up that one move that he did in that movie sums up Rambo better than all of the movies that came before, all of the media that came before. Like, when you think of Rambo, you think of like this tough, like, survivalist dude who does whatever it takes to survive. So, like, obviously, if he snuck up behind you, he's like, fuck it, I'm ripping out his throat. Like, I leave nothing to chance.
Yep.
So when I saw that,
like
I was like,
Rambo.
yeah, there we go. And I'm glad it's his
like,
fatality.
I'm really looking forward to him.
It had to be a fatality. There's no getting up after that, okay? People survive some weird-ass fatal blows, but I was like, nah, dude, don't let people get up after getting their throat ripped off.
Yeah.
Might have been a brutal, to be honest.
Yeah, I could see it being a brutal also.
No, because I want the close-up.
But I like it as
you
a
got to
fatal.
have the close-up. Yeah. You see the strings of skin coming off. You're like, yeah, dude, it's got to be.
Yeah,
it's
like
gotta
it's
be in
so
their face.
slow. Yeah, like they really nailed that fatal, to be honest. Like, that was perfect.
Yeah. Even just his play style.
I think the best part of that fate.
Go ahead.
What was that, Kabbalah?
The best part of that fatality is gonna be to be able to see everyone's face when he rips off their throat.
Yeah. Because everybody's going to have that facial expression like with the Terminator motorcycle fatality.
Oh my god, I love that shit so much. That was so great.
Right? I'm hyped for. I mean, I was hyped for Rambo when they first announced him. I don't know why people were hating. I was like, I thought people were like, oh, Rambo doesn't fit because he's just a dude, and I was like, Rambo fits better than Leatherface. Like, if there was anybody who would be just a regular dude who could hang in Mortal Kombat, it would be like Rambo or Batman.
Yeah.
Like, those are the only two, like, regular guys.
Or Blade.
Blade's not a regular guy, though. I'm saying, like, if there was any
Or
DLC
Blade.
that was just a regular
is.
guy. No, Blade is a fucking daywalker, dude. He's got powers and shit. But, like,
Blade,
as far
I'll
as,
fuck with
like,
him.
just a regular dude with no powers and no magic and just hardcore training and fucking weapons and tactics, I think Rambo fits better than Joker to me.
Yeah, he does. Like without a doubt, he does. He fits way better.
You know, like Joker. Like,
I think Joker fits more of the 3D era.
Yeah.
Well, no, because Joker, like, yeah, he's a violent character, but he is from a children's comic, so his violence is always implied off screen. Whereas, like, Rambo, whenever he does something brutal, it's like right in front of your face. Yeah, like, you see the brutality of Rambo. You never really see Joker being brutal. Like, even in his R-rated movie, like, he shoots, like, one dude, and what does he, like, stab a guy? Like, he only, like, kills, like, 2 people the whole fucking movie or something.
I know, even though, like, that movie, like, he became Joker pretty late, I thought that movie was so good.
That movie was good, but, like I don't think of Joker as brutal like I think of Rambo.
Yeah, like, when you think of Rambo, like, the first thing that comes to mind is he's killing people.
Right?
Yeah, that's not exactly the deal with
Doomguy and MK would be dope.
Doomguy is a character that, like, I'm not exactly advocating for him, but if he were to come into the game, I'd definitely be curious as to what they would have for him. Like, I think he would still be a solid addition, but just not my first choice.
I mean, Doomguy just goes around and brutalities everyone. Like, how could he not have him then?
I was never really into the Doom games that much, so, like, for me personally, it's kind of a whatever thing. But
I just don't feel like Doomguy
has.
He doesn't have any character, like, iconicness. Like, basically, he's just the prototype for Master Chief. He's just a dude with a mask and guns. Like, you know, I'm sure there's, like, one-liners and shit from the games that he could use, but I feel like Doomguy doesn't really have a whole lot of personality to work with, like, to make an entire command list.
Yeah.
Like,
he would just have some Jason intros from MKX. None.
Yeah. Like, no.
The only line we ever hear Doomguy say is "rip and tear." That's everything we hear.
So yeah, Jason.
I never played, like, the newer games. I only played, like, Doom 1 and 2 back in the 90s and shit because of the, you know, back then I could play first-person shooters. So, like, I don't have that attachment. And I don't know, man. I kind of like, people are asking for, like, Doomguy and, like, all these, like, other video game characters, but I feel like every other fighting game does, like, other video. Like, dude, do we really want Terry Bogard or, like, Hamaru or fucking Heihachi in Mortal Kombat? Like, I feel like Mortal Kombat has this opportunity because they're with Warner Brothers to, like, get actual movie characters with the actual actors. So I'd rather, like, see more of that because every other fighting game has other characters from other games. Like, how many fighting games has Kratos been in, you know?
Yeah.
It's like,
there
are other fighting games. they could put Doomguy like in Smash. They could put like other video game characters. Like you could get Ezio. You had him in Soul Calibur. But like, when are we ever gonna get Rambo or like the Terminator? Like, I feel like
what
Mortal
other game
Kombat,
would Rambo fit? Like,
yeah,
Mortal Kombat is for Rambo. It's called Mortal Kombat, but it's Rambo's game now.
like I'd rather Mortal Kombat never do another video game crossover again. Like, I would be cool with that if they just had like the one time Kratos was in MK9, and that's kind of cool and special. Because I feel like guest characters should be special. Like, they should be like, oh, you want to play as Predator? You got to get MKX, you know? Like, and then next game it will be somebody else. Like, I want them to be special, and I feel like other video game characters wouldn't be special because the opportunity for them to be in other video games. Well, just the fact that like the opportunity is there to be in other games, like. You're not like gonna have, you're not gonna ever get Rambo or RoboCop like in another fighting game. Maybe Rambo in like a shooting game. I know they have that fucking what was it, the Friday the 13th game? Like they'll have those characters in other genres. But I would take Ash Williams, and I don't even care about fucking Army of Darkness. I thought that movie was dumb as fuck. But I would take Ash Williams over Doomguy any day. Just because Doomguy could be in other games. Ash Williams, probably not. He can't even get in this one.
Yeah. Yeah, now that you say it, though, I could actually see Doomguy being in Smash. I can really see that. But
I think it's weird that like Smash doesn't have like any Western characters. And I'm like, yo, Mortal Kombat was a big part of Super Nintendo and like Nintendo 64. Like, Mortal Kombat was one of the best-selling games on Super Nintendo, one of the best-selling games on N64. And, like, Smash doesn't have them in there because they only do Japanese characters unless it's Banjo-Kazooie and Steve. So, yeah, you know, whatever. Scorpion should be in Smash because I'm pretty sure Scorpion sold a fucking million Super Nintendos back in 1995, but whatever.
Oh, yeah. Like, without a doubt.
What do you guys think of Rambo's gameplay, though? Like we talked.
I think it's going to be a mix between Nightfall. I think it's going to be a mix between Nightfall Variation 2 and Kotal, but like better mix.
I don't get anything from Kotal at all. Where are you getting the Kotal? Because he has a grab.
I'm getting the. No, not the grab. I mean, his Kotal's forward one in his range.
Forward one, I guess I can kind of see, but I mean, I feel like there's a lot of other characters that have something similar to Kotal's forward one.
He just seemed more like Joker.
Yeah, but I know it.
Yeah, like, in a way, I guess I can kind of see that.
To be honest, like looking at the way he works, like he looks like Variation 2 Joker, but as a complete character, because like he doesn't have any combo extenders. All of his special moves are launchers, and they're all traps. So it's all about setting the trap and then meter burning the trap to get an extension.
Claymore.
Yeah, and then so like
Claymore
you look,
was pretty cool.
You know, I pointed it out in the trailer. He had that one string that looked like a 1-1-2 or a 1-2-1 that was like a jab into a launcher. So it looked like that's his combo path. Okay,
yeah. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh, meter is launcher."
Like, you know, and so like you look at Joker and his whole thing is like landing a bomb and then 1-2-1 and then forward 1-4 into special move. And I imagine like Rambo's combo path looked a lot like that. Like hit him with a trap instead of fishing for a launch with your like normals or specials. You hit him with a trap and then do your relaunch, the jab string, and then finish with another string into special. And it looked like he was going to play like that, like sneaking in traps during strings and things like that. He looked like Joker with bad normals. Yeah, but the totems aren't
I don't
really
think that. He has...
Well, when I say bad
in
normals,
my opinion,
I mean the range. He has good... He looks like he's got like T-Rex arms. Like, a lot of his long-range stuff looked kind of slow. It looked like it was in like the 14 to 15 frame area to me when I was watching the trailer. Like his long-range advancing strings. So I imagine it'll be kind of like a lot of people have described him as like Nightwolf. Yeah, he kind of looked like a mix between Nightwolf and Joker. Like if he had Nightwolf's normals and Joker's special moves, like that is what Rambo looked like to me.
exactly to me, especially Variation 2 Nightwolf and Variation 2 Joker.
Yeah,
Since he
like
has a lot of strings that end in a grab, hit mix up.
yeah,
Like the stand one string, I think that was 1-1 into his grab, but it isn't a command grab. It's just from 1-1 like a grab input. And
yeah,
there's also the stand two mix
yeah. A lot of
up.
his strings look like they ended with the grab button. Like a lot, almost all of his
Yeah.
strings look like they went into some sort of grab. I think
Yeah,
that's
the
going to
one
be a
string.
variation thing, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can imagine that too, because I mean, they've done it with other characters where they have like grab-oriented variations.
Yeah, like
I mean, look at Jane's gameplay trailer. Like all of his different variations, all of his different costumes, all had different variations. And Rambo's trailer, all of the different variations, other than maybe the coach one, had the different command grab on the inputs.
oh, okay. All right. That makes sense. I haven't gone frame by frame. I just did the one trailer reaction and then threw it up on YouTube because I ain't got time anymore to do some of that shit. But
I don't really bother to like slow it down and look at the frames. For me, it's just one of those things that's just like, I'll know when I have it.
well, I feel like a lot of that information is subject to change. Like they may have made
Yeah,
that
that
footage
also.
with like an old build because just to have a trailer up because they work on those trailers like months before they announce anything.
Yeah.
So it's like give me some footage that looks cool for this trailer, whatever you've got. And then while they're working on the trailer, they're still working on the character. So half of that shit may not
Yeah.
work like it works. Getting the
It's
frame
like
data
in the
is subject
trailer.
to change.
Yeah, like in the trailer, it could be like, holy shit, this character looks so good. He has a 8-frame overhead. And then when he comes out, like, oh, it's 20 frames.
Yeah.
Like,
So
frame stuff like that, like, they can easily adjust that, I feel.
yeah,
So.
it's the animations that they can't adjust
Yeah.
easily. So like moves operating the way they did in that trailer, I think is going to be how they're going to work in the game. I think it's like the
Yeah.
fine tuning, the damage values and stuff.
Yeah, it's like you said, like all the fine tuning stuff. Like, but the animations, like, yeah, like those are the things that I feel like are definitely set in stone prior.
Yeah, those are
Unless it's
locked.
like very slight.
Remember? Y'all remember when Saki did the frame by frame for Fusion? Were any of the frames correct?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I know she was right on the back one. She said it was like 13 frames, and it ended up being 13 frames. But like, it remains to be seen because they are going to do a balance patch. So it's hard to tell whether or not Rambo would be good.
Oh,
like
yeah.
looking at his moveset, you're like, okay, this guy could be pretty good. But that's thinking about the current meta. Like, how is he going to shape up compared to how everyone's being changed? Because they've already confirmed everyone's going to be changed. There's going to be a balance patch. And if they're going so far as to change the wake-up system, then, yeah, they're probably going to change quite a bit with each character. So I think it's tough to kind of, like, make any judgments on whether or not Rambo's going to be good yet.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Like,
yeah, but like, go on creative.
oh, okay. Because it's like, if the only meta changes are really just like to delay wake up, and that's about it, then yeah, like we can definitely make some assumptions based on what we saw in Rambo's trailer. But the thing is, we don't know what other meta changes they might be applying because they didn't say anything.
If delayed wake up is the only change, that's big on its own. Like, I think delayed wake up will change the meta of the game quite a bit. Like, if they add meaties to the game, that changes a lot.
Especially if they really did get rid of invincibility frames on wake up, it's just like, holy shit, people are gonna have to play defense,
right? Like if they that change to delayed wake up on its own. What's that?
Yeah, putting it. MK pulling it out. Rise up. Invincibility frames are still there.
Like, to be honest, even if they just got rid of them on delayed wake up, I'd be cool with that. Like, that's still a pretty drastic change.
It looks like delayed wake up won't have invincibility though. It looks like regular wake up does, but delayed doesn't. Because if you watch that trailer, Sindel is hit before she gets on her feet.
Mm-hmm. Like, she's still getting up and she's like getting hit.
What?
Kombat said that there are invincibility frames, and yeah, I think it was Tom Brady pointed out that it still has invincibility frames. It's just a trickery of the camera that shows it that it hit before she rose up.
Yeah, I mean, they could have done it frame perfect to where you hit her on the first available frame where she would be considered in a standing state, in which case the animation wouldn't have reflected yet. So, like, again, they maybe timed that meaty tight enough to where it doesn't look like she's standing, even though she's in a standing state. We just have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited because I mean, to be honest, I'm like, I love the game as it is. Like, it's probably my favorite MK to date. Granted, I started at what was it, MK versus DC, which even then I would just go to a friend's house and just fuck around. Like the first MK I really bought was MK9, but like from there on out, like based on NRS games, this one has been my favorite so far. Now I'm not gonna be oblivious and act like it doesn't have its glaring issues, but as a whole, like I really do love this game, and I'm really excited to see further meta changes.
Right, me too. I mean, everybody's kind of losing their shit over the grab changes. I don't think that that's going to be as big of a deal as people are giving it credit for.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's talking about grabs doing less damage, and I'm like, dude, it's 1%. Like, who fucking cares? Are they going to change the fact that grabs eat everything? That is what I I don't care about the damage. I care about the fact that grabs grab your pokes.
You ever do a down 3, completely go under the grab, and the grab says, fuck you? Oh,
yeah.
I'd be so mad.
Or just even when I'm trying to poke and it says throw, escape, failed, and I'm like, fuck you. Now you have a crushing blow because I tried to poke.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that
my biggest pet peeve, which I mean, to be honest, it's probably just my fault and everyone else's fault for mistiming their tech, but like, when you see the throw coming, you definitely teched it right, and it says throw counter.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that shit.
Real quick, for those of you that don't know, hold on. Real quick, for those of you that don't know, in the combat cast for Rain, they were showing off his grabs and his grab crushing blow, and grabs now do 10 damage less. So instead of 140, they do 130, and crushing blow grabs do 300 instead of 310. So the community's kind of like celebrating, like, oh, they're nerfing grabs. And I'm like, that's not what the problem with grabs was. It wasn't that they did too much damage.
That could have been just for Rain. That could have just been a Rain-specific thing, whereas throw only does that much damage. Maybe because they never said, I don't know, maybe it could have some ability where grabs stack or some shit. Or maybe he gets a crushing blow based on how many grabs he has. Like, there's so many factors that could go into account that make it plausible that 13% could just be Rain. And yeah, like Shang, like
Shang's Forcer is just gonna do 11% now.
Well, but I mean,
he's still
it's not time to celebrate yet though, because mechanically the problem with grabs has nothing to do with damage. Like, okay, I have to grab you 3 more times to get the damage of like 4 grabs or some shit like that. Like, whatever, it's like 1% less damage isn't going to change like how stupid grabs are. Like, if they change it and they make it to where grabs aren't a true mid and you can actually low profile them like any other high, like, I think that would fix a lot of the fucking mashiness. I get why they made grabs that way, because if I'm in range to grab you, I won neutral. Like, you should have to guess that 50-50 between strike throw, because you shouldn't let me get that close anyways. With any character, it doesn't matter if I'm a grappler.
Yeah.
You should have stuck out.
I feel like there's
button.
like a weird, like, I definitely feel like there's a weird balance. Go ahead, Colin.
Or you could be tracking, you get in instantly for no problem.
Yeah, that also. Because I know like it's probably gonna be a weird thing to balance out with grabs. Because I remember a while back, it wasn't in his stream, but Tweety was in somebody's stream on the mic talking about how funky grabs were in the game, and he was just saying like, yeah, like we don't want the grabs to eat buttons, like our crouching buttons, but at the same time, how irritating would it be when people just mash down 2 on your grabs all the time? So it's like, it's kind of
then
like
you
a
mix it up
situation.
with a strike throw. Like, the whole point of winning neutral is to get the strike throw mix, not to get the guaranteed grab. It's not
That's
get
true
in.
Also.
Like,
it's about keeping your opponent on their toes.
Yeah, like, you think about it this way. Like, say I win the corner, right, and I have you in the corner, and I can do a 40% corner combo. It's not guaranteed. I still have to do the combo, you know? So,
Yeah,
like, even though I won
unless they change the
position,
properties and just make it like the same with like eating a down 2 but then also just like not eating pokes if they were able to balance that out somehow and make that a thing. But I'm not really, I don't be designing the shit. I don't know how it works. So
Well, the way grabs work right now is if you're in the startup or recovery animation of any move, grabs count as a true mid. So if I put a poke out, this is how grabs beat pokes, even though you low profile, is that your grab or attack box extends all the way to the ground. So even though you think it's just the hands, it's actually the whole area from their fingertips all the way down to the ground. That's why they grab pokes. That's why you can whiff punish with grabs. What they should do is just make it to where grabs are a true high, just like they are in every fucking game. That's the whole counter to grabs is low poke. In every fucking game, the way to counter grabs is to low profile it and hit them with a down poke. And it's like this is the only game where like grabs actually beat out low pokes, and like
I don't.
That's kind of stupid.
That. It doesn't make any sense. Like literally high grab, low poke. There is nothing mid in there. Why is the grab hitting?
Well, I think it's because they wanted grabs to be easy to land, because grabs are the way you prove that you won neutral. If I grabbed you, I won neutral, right? Like that's there's no ifs, ands, or buts. I have better neutral in that point in time because I got close enough to grab you and you didn't stop me. And so they wanted to make grabs easier to land to enforce that whole idea of I won neutral. But I think like grabs are supposed to be a counter to blocking, not a counter to striking. Like that's the whole trinity of block, strike, grab, block. And like when grabs beat strikes, it kind of throws that whole rock, paper, scissors into a blender. It's just like it makes it more random, because instead of reading the block and countering accordingly, you have people just kind of like sitting there neutral ducking to bait the grab, which is fine when you're playing with top tier characters who have good mids. But like right now, because grabs beat fucking low pokes, and the only way to beat it is to jump or neutral duck, which neutral duck is the safest option. That means people are encouraged to mash and micro duck and mash, and it makes it like up close. You're not scary unless you have a fast mid to enforce it, because they can just mash.
Yeah, I can definitely see the logic behind that because
well, because people
mash.
They don't sit in neutral duck. They fuzzy, right? So they'll neutral duck, and then if you didn't like do a grab, then they'll either block or poke. But they start with the micro duck, and like micro ducks, like if you did a jab or a grab, it option selects it, right? Because it beats both of them, which are going to be for most characters, your two fastest moves are going to be a jab, or a grab. And like if they ate a down one, whatever, the punishment is minimal. But if they ate a jab or a grab, it's like that hurts a lot more. So like you'll just neutral duck, and it kind of makes the neutral duck meta just kind of stupid, because it encourages people to mash.
Every character other than Shao Kahn's fastest attacks or throwing jab.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I want to know if they change that. Shao Kahn is a lost cause. He's a lost cause.
Yeah.
They're never going to, I don't imagine that they're going to do anything to fix Shao Kahn.
I know. He's not even a character yet.
The reason is they have to do some pretty big fundamental reworks, and I imagine they'd rather have their staff working on new characters rather than fixing Shao Kahn. I feel like Shao Kahn is just written off as it was a mistake. It didn't work out, and I don't think they're gonna fix him, because if they took away the flawless block, gap on forward 3-4, Shao Kahn would be very, very fucking oppressive, like very, very oppressive, and so I don't think they're ever gonna take that gap out.
It's already not flawless blockable and max range forward 3. I don't know why they don't just remove it or let them special cancel out if they flawless block. Right now, it's just punishable if they don't have meter at all.
Yeah, it's just, man, poor Shao.
Well,
I mean, don't get me wrong, you can still win with Shao, but like it's overly difficult. or not even that. You just gotta play you really gotta play like a nut, like
well, it's
or
just
3
that
shoulder.
he just like his basic counter is a universal mechanic. I've already called this out on my tier list video. Like
Yeah.
when everybody has a universal tool to counter your basic fundamental shit, like dude, staggering a string is like fundamental basic shit for every character in this game. And Shao Kahn can get blown up for staggering. And a universal mechanic, flawless block that everyone has options or has access to, just shuts down like the majority of his offense. Like a lot of his offense is like get in and like harass them with plus frames, but it's like, oh, they can flawless block, so now I don't have plus frames. And it's like, well, let me try my stagger. Oh, my stagger is flawless blockable too. Like everything Shao Kahn does is flawless blockable. So it's like you just kind of gotta like throw, like Shao Kahn just gets beaten by patient defense. And
Yeah, pretty much.
for a game this slow, like if Shao Kahn were in MKX, I feel like he'd actually be pretty good because, like, you know, it's not a slow game. It's really, really fast. But in a slow game where you're encouraged to be patient and fish for flawless blocks, like, Shao Kahn just has to be kind of fucking risky and stupid. And, like, his whole read system is, are they going to try to flawless block? And, like, it's whether or not they tap the block button. If they just hold block, then, like, you're just going to get punished. Like, if they tap block, then if you maybe did string into shoulder charge, you can blow it up. But even then, like, his damage output is kind of weak because people usually just break away right away, which means Shao Kahn, when he goes for that shoulder charge, he's spending, like, 2 bars to get any damage, or he's, you know, leaving himself open when you do break away.
He has 2 breakers in variation too. The
doesn't matter.
shoulder downward, which counters as a breakaway.
Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I know. He still sucks. And
The air grab
I
is
hate
fine,
people
but you
on
have to
Twitter
burn
just
it.
say, yeah. The problem I have with Shao is that he never opens you up to get damage. I don't care how many Twitter scrubs are gonna say nerf Shao Kahn and Baraka's damage, but because they're scrubs, like if you lose to Baraka or Shao Kahn, it's 100% your fault.
Yeah, they're
You
honest
lost
characters.
You lost everything.
You just didn't block. Like, that's the key to Shao Kahn. It's just fucking block. Block and then flawless block. But I feel like the game has progressed in the meta enough to where I don't think there are any amount of, like, changes they could do to certain characters. Like, certain characters without really, really fundamental deep reworks are just going to be lost causes. Like, I feel that way about Shao Kahn.
Scarlet.
No, actually, honestly,
Scarlet
I
is
think
underplayed as fuck.
Scarlet's not as bad as people say. I've said that from the start, that Scarlet's not as bad.
Yeah.
I don't even think she's the worst character in the game. She's down there. She's one of the
not.
worst,
She's
but she's
nowhere.
not the worst.
Yeah, like even when you go down to like the quote unquote worst characters of the game, they're still not bad. It's just that the characters above them are just better. Like,
Yeah,
Does that make
Shao
sense?
Kahn.
Shao
yeah,
Kahn
except for
is the
Shao.
worst.
Except for Shao,
Honestly,
he's his own thing.
if they made his down 1 jail easier, I think that would solve a lot of his problems.
Yeah, especially with his stat 1 being plus.
Because
But
he
then
has
watch if they improve the jailing, then they would make it minus.
No,
they
but
would give him
see,
a -8 stam 1.
his jab being plus just leaves him open to flawless block, and that's fine. That's fine that Shao Kahn is built around having tons of plus frames, and if you can flawless block, you can escape that pressure. I think that's a fine archetype for the character, because there are characters in other games built around plus frames with ways of beating their plus frames. Like, the problem with Shao Kahn is, like, unless he... Like, he's kind of like a really bad noob Cybot. He doesn't hit you often, but when he does, it hurts. But if he's going to hit you, he has to open you up with a whiff punish. Damn, you guys got quiet after that. But yeah, Shao Kahn has to...
I just have to evaluate real quick.
Like, when you get hit by Shao Kahn, it's almost always a whiff punish. It's always. All of his tools are whiff punishes. That's one of the problems with the game, is that everybody kind of only gets damage through whiff punishes, except for the characters that don't, and the characters that don't, that's your top tier. But, like, Shao Kahn, if he doesn't hit you with, like, a forward 2-1 or, like, a standing 1-2 off of you being out of position, like, what the fuck is he going to do to open you up? He can't pressure you. His grab game is weak. He's got no mix-ups. He has to get whiff punishes.
His grab game is good because he has a 10 frame mid and he has fast mobility. But other than that, he's Well, he's not even that good, kind of good in the mid range with some zoning because he doesn't have zoning, and he isn't good in the mid range.
Well, no, he's only good in the mid range. Standing 1-2 and what is it? Forward 2-1. Like those are all his best moves. Down 4, sweep. Like that's all neutral stuff. You're not going to be doing sweep at point blank, and you're not going to be doing sweep at fucking zoning range. You're doing that in the nooch.
Well, in the neutral,
It's true.
When it's neutral for Shao Kahn, everyone when for neutral to be, no one has for neutral to happen. No one would have to be in an advantage or a disadvantage. Shao is always in a disadvantage.
No, in the mid range, if Shao Kahn is fighting, another neutral focused character, which is almost all of them, like Shao Kahn's not at a disadvantage. It's when they pull back. Like if Shao Kahn is fighting Cassie Cage in the nooch, Shao Kahn I think has either an advantage or it's even. It's when Cassie backs up and goes zoning or Cassie moves in and goes close that Shao Kahn is shit. But Shao Kahn can fight other characters in the nooch. That's the only place he can fight.
Mm-hmm.
They made the strongest character in the True. They made the strongest character in the lore. It's just someone who jumps back and fishes for whiff punches. Like,
well, they tried to make every character. They wanted to make every character focused more in the neutral and then have like a gimmick. So like it seems to me that's the design philosophy with this game is that they wanted it to be neutral focused. So everybody's going to be good in the neutral, and then some characters are going to be good at other things as well. I just feel like they kind of failed at that because everybody else's gimmick outside of okay in the neutral just doesn't work unless you're like Jackie. Like Jackie and Joker, that's why they're top tiers because like their gimmick that is outside of the neutral actually works. Like Jackie can actually do the things that she wants to. Like fucking Sub-Zero, like he's not fucking mixing anybody up in an actual competition. He's only mixing you up online. Same thing with Aaron Black. The gimmicks, they don't work at the highest level.
Damn, it just got like awkwardly
right.
quiet
Well,
again.
on that note, that does bring me to a topic that I wanted to discuss. That's actually kind of Mortal Kombat related,
Awkward
but not
silence?
really. Yes, I want to discuss awkward silence. No, I want to talk about the Chris G situation. That's kind of big right now, and I think
yes, educate
big
us.
implications for our scene as well. Even though it's not a Mortal Kombat issue, it's still a fighting game issue, and it kind of trumpets the things that I've been saying, and this is why the NetherRealm community doesn't get a lot of the respect that the rest of the fighting game community gets, and it's because of basically the whole Chris G situation. So for those of you that don't know, it's story time. All right.
Yes, please.
Chris G.
Please.
Everyone.
Educate us.
Those of you that don't know who Chris G is, he is a legendary fighting game player. He's a Evo champion for Marvel vs. Capcom 3. He invented the Mora-Doom Virgil team that kind of basically was the meta for Marvel vs. Capcom. But he also plays everything. He's gotten top 8s in MK9. He's got top 8s in Injustice 1. He got top 8s in MKX. He's gotten top 8s in Injustice 2. He's just known for Marvel vs. Capcom because that's what he won in Evo. But he's also he doesn't play NRS games anymore because he didn't like 11.
Wait. Who did he play in Injustice 2? Sorry to interrupt.
I believe he's always played Green Arrow.
Green Arrow? Okay. I probably did see him at some point then. Because I definitely did watch Injustice 2 tournaments.
He's
All right,
very,
continue.
very, very notable player in fighting games. Like he's a legit legend. But what happened recently is the Dragon Ball is having their online world tour, and it was supposed to be a regional tournament where they did round robin. Everybody that in a region that's invited gets to compete, and everybody plays everybody, and then whoever wins, they were going to set up like a kind of like Final Combat where they would bring in the top 8 in person to have an actual offline tournament with the top 8 from each region for their Dragon Ball World Championships. And Chris G was invited. He accepted. He agreed. Dragon Ball FighterZ doesn't have rollback netcode. So you already know where this is going. Dragon Ball Fighters has delay-based netcode. Chris G played his first match. It was laggy as fuck. He dropped every combo, played super shitty, and he was playing a guy named Reynald, who is a legendary King of Fighters player. Like, he's no slouch either. And Chris G lost that match, but like he said it was bullshit because of like how laggy it was and how bad the netcode is. And so he drops out of the tournament during a round robin tournament. So he still has 10 whatever matches left to play. Like, the tournament isn't over. It's not like, oh, well, we could just give somebody a bye in loser's bracket. It's like, well, no, the guy that beat him is now going to have 1 point more than anybody else could earn, giving him an unfair advantage. And Chris G is just walking out because he just says, I don't like this lag. I'm not going to play in the fucking tournament. And so that's the controversy. And that's kind of the discussion point is like, is it people are calling him unprofessional? They're like, oh, it's unprofessional that he's quit this tournament like when he agreed to. But on the flip side, like, I kind of see where he's going in that it's like, dude, this is my brand. This is my livelihood. If I play in this tournament and I lose because of lag, that could cost me sponsorships. That could cost me viewership. That could cost me a lot of shit when people are like, oh, yeah, he's a fraud. But I'm not a fraud. I got beat online during a laggy match, and I've got to protect my image. And that's the thing.
For me, I feel like that's the people running the tournament. I feel like in a way you should probably account for something like that. Like, not necessarily somebody quitting, but like, let's say somebody just had an emergency and then they had to leave after their first match or drop out or something. Well, you know what I mean?
Like, the reason, besides the implications.
I don't think that's his fault, per se.
Well, I'm saying outside of the implications for...
is like when Steve quitting your tournament.
Well, I can't hear anything you're saying. You were breaking up.
Yeah, you were breaking up way too much.
Okay, sorry. So it's like when Steve fatality'd on your tournament. Because I want to brag about... I want to post that everywhere.
No, it's not, because the thing is, like, that was a double elimination tournament. Whatever, somebody gets one bye that like has one extra win. Who fucking cares? But in a round robin tournament, that means one person has a 1 point advantage that no one else can catch up because that guy has left the tournament. And if they replace him, does that mean that the guy that's replacing him now starts with a 1 point loss disadvantage? He already starts out with a loss even though he didn't even play. Or
I would say to just like reset the one guy's score.
Yeah, or do we reset and then everybody wins and losses? Like, it's a pretty fucked up situation that he's put the tournament in, and it's not the same as Steve at all in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, like, it's one of those weird things where it's like it doesn't really feel like it's anybody's fault.
Well, but the thing is, I couldn't give two fucks about like Dragon Ball's tournament scene, like, because I don't play Dragon Ball competitively. But I think the implication, the implication that's important for the MK scene is the fact that a pro player refuses to put his reputation on the line for an online tournament, and the MK community is kind of like scrub lord bitch ass mode, and they think that fucking Combat League and like, these online tournaments matter. And they're like fishing for clout and being shady as fuck, trying to like win these tournaments. And, oh yeah, I won on Destroyer's stream with fucking Aaron Black. I'm fucking, give me the clout. And it's like, no, you fucking idiot. Like, you won nothing and your wins don't matter and your wins don't count. And like, literally all of Koizi's clout does not count to me. Like, people are like, Koizi's the best on Xbox Live. And I'm like, nobody fucking cares. And the fact that Chris G, a notable like FGC legend, is bowing out of a tournament because he refuses to put his reputation on the line for bad lag, like, that to me is like telling. And like, we as a community should, like, I think it's fucked up that Chris G is kind of screwed over Namco and their tournament, but like, fucking shame on you for trying to hold an online tournament during a global pandemic with fucking roll or delay based netcode. And even with rollback netcode, like, the online victories aren't considered legitimate. And I really want the NRS community to kind of get their head out of their ass. Like, this isn't League of Legends. This isn't Counter-Strike. This isn't fucking Battlefield. Your online wins don't matter, and winning online is not the path to, like, clout and making a name for yourself. Like, it's not.
I mean,
no one takes your wins serious.
Like, I definitely agree that Combat League doesn't count. Like, Combat League definitely don't count. That shit is first to two. Like, it's first to two. Everybody's playing like a nut. Gimmicks can work like hell just because it's first to two. However, with online tournaments, I feel like those count, but only when you're like when your results are consistent. You know, like if you're that guy that only did like well in one tournament, and then you just kind of disappeared, and then like let's just say you were that random guy that just played upgraded, then you top 8 in a tournament, and then you were never seen again. It's just like that's
yeah.
when I feel like the online tournament doesn't count. But like when you're consistently making top 8s and big name tournaments for online scene, I feel like that's definitely different.
Well, to me, it's a matter of pride. Like, people in other scenes take pride
Oh,
in like what they
yeah,
do,
that too.
and they want to, when they win, they want it to matter. They want my win to be absolute, like no dispute, nothing. Whereas in the NRS scene, nobody takes pride. Like Sonic Fox said it best: "You guys don't lab shit, right? You don't take pride in what you do. You don't take pride in your accomplishments or your gameplay. It's just, can I win enough to make some money so I don't have to work a job?" Like, that's all anyone gives a shit about, right? Like, I'm not entering a tournament if I can't win fucking $10,000, which pro players in this scene have said. Oh yeah, I don't give a shit if I fucking sit there and abuse online tactics to win a fucking online tournament that doesn't matter to anybody other than like I could win $300. Whereas like in other scenes, you have situations like Chris G, who maybe he could have won that whole tournament and won the prize pot, but he's like, dude, I don't give a shit, dude. I take pride in what I do. I take pride in like my gameplay and my brand and the image that I've cultivated, and I'm not going to compromise that. And you don't see that with the NRS scene. They'll compromise everything. They will burn down. Dude, most of this NRS scene would fucking burn down fucking NRS studios if they thought they could get $500 out of it. That's the reality.
You mentioned Koizi, and I 100% agree with him. Like no one should care about online events and tournaments. No one should care about that. But like Koizi
I can't understand anything you're saying.
Fan base, and
Yeah,
There's somebody talking in the background, and I can't understand a fucking thing you said.
Yeah.
Like, I just think that like people should take pride in their gameplay and their reputation and like who they are and what they've accomplished, and like most of the scene doesn't. Like for me, that's why I don't enter online tournaments, because I don't want to lose to lag tactics, and I don't want that to be the image people have of me. I'd rather take the hit and clout and everybody just think I'm a scrub than go online and lose to lag and gimmicks and give everybody a reason to think I'm a scrub. At least if somebody beats me offline, I can be like, well, I tried my best. I did my best in the best possible environment, and I still lost. They were the better man. But right now, everything is like, well, he won, but like, you know, I can point to several points in the match where he probably wouldn't have won if there wasn't lag. So who knows? And so, like, to me, it's a matter of pride. Why am I going to sit there and stake my reputation and stake everything I've worked for on like basically winning the lottery? Because like that's what lag and online is like, it's winning the lottery. Like, did lag affect your match? No. Okay, you win. Did it affect your match? Yes. Okay, you lost, and there was nothing you could have done about it.
And also though, like I feel like at this point in the game, most people should probably be used to the net code also. Like I feel like it's at that point where you can't just be like, oh, it's just online, that's why you got it. Unless it's like some back two slide shit, because that's definitely like
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Like we ain't even gonna talk about back two slide, but
that's what I'm saying.
But I mean,
is
with
like
characters and in terms of things other than that though. And even then though, like most back, like you're not gonna see back two slide Aaron make it into I was about to say Combat League, into a top 8 online, because there's gonna be that one guy that guesses right on it every time, or they just got the fuzzy down to a T, and then they're just gonna call him out for it every time.
If somebody,
so it just comes down to like who's fundamentally better.
But it comes back to the argument on MKX, which is why everybody liked to shit on MKX. What did somebody really outplay you if they beat you with coin flips the whole time? Like that's it's why like, MK11 is the way it is because we as a community agreed, no, that person isn't better if they just won a series of coin tosses. And yet, like online, a lot of matches end up being that. It's like, oh, you know, did he do back two slide or did he do back 2-2? I don't know. I didn't guess. You can't react online, so it's not a test of skill. Like winning a coin toss is not a skill. People are like, oh man, the reads. And I'm like, reads come from fucking conditioning and repetition to set up something. That's how you make the read.
I don't
like,
think you
just
were,
random flips, like random coin flips is not a read. That means like, dude, you take a coin and you practice that coin toss, right? You can practice a coin toss for fucking 100 hours a month.
And what's going to happen?
You're still never going to get any better at coin tosses than you were before.
Yeah.
Like, there's no practice.
It's just like, because shit, I was playing with Sizoff the other day, and I was telling him, like, because he went sub, and I just said, I'm like, I'm just laughing every time I get hit with a mix because what else am I going to do?
Right?
Like, it's just like, well, let me just pray that I guess right. Like I know that you can try and predict things based on people's patterns and whatnot, but at
there
the
has
end of
to
the
be
day,
a pattern in the first place.
It's
dude,
a coin toss. Yeah.
Like, there's no pattern. If Aaron Black comes in and does back two at the start of the match, what's the pattern that you're reading? Where's the conditioning? Like, there's no way to fucking know. If he just starts with a 50-50, okay, well, you lost. And that's his advancing mid, so it's not like you can outspace him. Like, as long as he's within range to get it out, like, you're playing the coin toss.
Yeah.
And I think
I react to it by getting hit.
The thing is, I
react to the mix by getting.
I wish the NRS community. Better. I was just saying that I wish the NRS community would start to fucking get their head out of their ass and delegitimize online. They're like, oh well, it's all we've got, and it's like, well, then we should expect better. Because like this is not a new issue. This is like, dude, there was a time back in the day when the FGC didn't want online in the games at all. Like, and that was the thing, is like, that was the argument. The argument now is like, oh, these games are too hard. People won't play them because they're too hard, and people can't get into hard stuff. But back in the day, the argument was like, oh, nobody plays fighting games because they don't have online, and everybody plays Halo 2 online, and everybody plays Counter-Strike online. And if fighting games had online, the scene would just explode. And the fighting game community was like, no, fuck that. Fuck online. Because online isn't consistent. And we care more about skill than we care about clout. We're a meritocracy. You want to get good and build a name, you have to win it in the best possible conditions, so that way there's no dispute as to whether or not you were superior. And online would add those disputes. We don't want online in fighting games. And it wasn't until Street Fighter 4 like forced it and put it in the game that everybody was like, all right, well, it is what it is now. We fought long enough. But for the longest time, the fighting game community did not want online in their games, and that's why a lot of like fighting game legends like Justin Wong doesn't enter online tournaments. Eris doesn't even fucking play fighting games anymore. He plays fucking Resident Evil. You know, like the legends are like, yeah, I'm not fighting through that shit. I'm not putting my reputation on the line for lag. And the MK community, the NRS scene, they don't take any pride in their work. If they do any work at all. There's very few people that actually fucking like lab and practice shit. Sonic Fox exposed that. Very few people actually put in any work, so they don't have any work to be proud of. They're just kind of like going online and competing in these online tournaments and hoping for a mix. Maybe I can catch them with a couple of good mixes and win some money. They don't take any fucking pride. And that's the thing that bothers me about the community, and that's why I wanted to bring up Chris G, because like him or not, and like, to be honest, I really don't like Chris G. I've met him once. He was kind of a dick. Somebody said that he's just an introvert. That's just how he is, but whatever. That was the only impression I've ever had of him. So I don't even like him, but I'd support and kind of back him on this, because like, dude, I don't like him personally, but I'm not going to discount his ability, and he takes pride in his work. He takes pride in his ability, and he wants to show his ability. He wants to show what he's got. I want the world to see how good I am, and no one can see how good I am with this online bullshit, so I'm just not going to play. Whereas the NRS community, they don't take any pride in their work. They're like, lols, back to slide, I get $50, top 8, give me the cloud, everybody follow me on Twitter. And then when offline comes back, which it's a when, not an if, offline comes back and you're never going to fucking see these people again. Because they just take from the community. They don't give anything. They don't do anything. They just take.
You'll see them once in one tournament. They'll get embarrassed and they'll say the character that beat them is broken, and then they'll never play again.
Yeah, like a lot of these guys bitching about Jackie, like never even fucking labbed her. I've spent tons of times labbing the character, and I came to the conclusion this character is bullshit because I tried every single option to figure out how to beat her, and I just couldn't find
For a
anything
second,
that was
I thought
consistent.
you were gonna say that you can get around her. You're like, no, she's still fucking broke.
She's bullshit, but I figured out she was bullshit because I tried to figure out how to beat it. People in the NetherRealm community, they didn't like actually lab it. Like, there's no pride. They just listened to everybody else. Okay, everybody agrees that this character is bullshit, so I'm just going to agree that this character is bullshit. And when I lose, I'm going to say it's because I lost to this bullshit character. And it's like, dude, like the opposite mindset is what you should have had. Like back in the day, dude, like Eris was known for saying pick the cheap shit, right? Like that was his thing, is he would enter a tournament or a money match and he would say pick the cheap shit. Because when I beat your ass, I want there to be no excuses. You had all the cheap shit, and I still fucking wrecked you, and I'm still better than you. Nobody has that mindset. Nobody has that mindset of pick the cheap shit. Pick the cheap shit.
Oh no,
I'm
it's
gonna
just
beat that ass
I'm gonna
anyways. Yeah, it's like, oh, he picked the cheap shit, and I lost, and
I'm gonna counter him with cheap shit.
He only won because he picked the cheap shit. And I'm like, you guys are fucking pussies. Because back in my day, we would say, pick the cheap shit. I'm hitting the lab. I'm going to figure out a way to beat that cheap shit. Or I'm going to master that cheap shit and I'm going to beat you with your own cheap shit. But I want you to pick the cheap shit. I want you at your best. So that way when I beat you, there's no discussion. No discussion. No excuses. You got wrecked and I'm going to talk shit and I'm going to make fun of you. And that's what's going to happen. And we don't have that mindset in the MK community. It's all excuses and whining. It really is. It's just excuses and whining.
Take a shot. Take a shot every time Badger said cheap shit in that sentence.
Right. You'd probably be.
I need more than two hands.
But yeah.
Because I mean,
yeah,
you two.
I agree. No one labs.
But I mean, like you two lab.
Like
you know?
the only thing people lab.
Oh, you cut out for a second.
Yeah, you're cutting out, bro.
Badger.
Oh, both of y'all sound like you cut for a second.
Uh-oh.
But I think you would stop because Cabal and cut.
Yeah, I stopped because he cut. Like, nobody labs. Only thing people lab are combos. Yeah, combos are totally going to... Yeah, that's it. It's like... Because I'll sit there and play people, and they're like, oh, I would have beat you if I got a 40% combo. I would have beat you if I had my 40% combo. And I'm like, you're not a fucking nooch. You're not hitting me with shit. You're not hitting me with shit with that nooch, bro. I'm gonna fucking beat you with fucking 10% combos.
The people that continuously do unsafe shit on block.
Yeah.
Because they don't know the frame data, but because they know that one. You don't even need to know
frame data. You don't need to know frame data to know, like, if I teleport here with Scorpion and they block it, I am gonna die. Like, you don't need to know frame data for that. I'm sure every Scorpion who doesn't know frame data knows they will die. They know, because every time you block a fucking teleport online, what do? They start mashing down 2 because they know the jab is a punish. They know. They don't know the frame data, but they know if I don't mash down 2 and get this crushing blow when he blocked my teleport, I'm going to eat a fucking jab combo. So I'm going to mash down 2. They know. They don't lab. Nobody labs. Nobody tries to. That's why tech is like so fucking hard to come across in this game. That's why when I post fucking videos with fucking decades old fucking shit, right? My video on fighting game fundamentals, and I'm like, dude, this is like information that's 20 years old that you can find in the Guilty Gear community, in the Street Fighter community. Like, tons of people have made this video, but nobody made this video for MK11, and people are always commenting on that video. Wow, I've never thought of fucking neutral and fundamentals in this way. And I'm like, really? Because all of us have thought about it like that for the past fucking 30 years. But nobody fucking labs that shit. Nobody fucking does any of that. All the fucking content creators for Mortal Kombat, they're just like, LOLs, Ed Boon tweeted Ermac. Fucking Dynasty shit. The fucking Brusque Poet shit. Like, oh, lol, remember in Armageddon, there was a story. And it's like, dude, what the fuck, man? People don't know how to play the fucking neutral. Why is nobody making this content? Why is nobody labbing this shit? You know? It's like, oh yeah, I want.
Or it's like the people that do make the content, like people don't watch them as much or care. It's just like, but then y'all wonder why I'm bad.
Didn't I fucking beat Dynasty's ass on my stream? Oh shit, there it goes. Oh fuck, I started it. Oh, now I'm gonna have to fucking deal with that shit. He's gonna want a money match me or something. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's gonna like talk shit and want a money match me. Now watch.
Just give me your.
Just check my Twitter. He's gonna be hitting me up for first to tens, But like I think I beat him. Remember, like I beat some dude named Dynasty on the stream. He was pretty good, but I fucked him up. And I'm like, yo, man, maybe if you had worked on your fundamentals instead of a bunch of clickbait fucking videos for YouTube, maybe you'd actually be good at this game. But what do I know? I have 160
I would hate
subs
clicking on some videos and it's like, I think a new character got revealed, but it was just an overly done thumbnail.
Yeah. Like, I think it's like me and Tom Brady are like the only ones that put any like actual fucking tech videos out. And I don't even post as much tech as he does. I'm just posting fucking decades old information that people should already know. And like Tom Brady doesn't post that information because he's already posted a lot of the videos I make about fundamentals are videos that Tom has posted like 20 years ago or whatever, fucking long ass time ago. But like they're they're like buried. They're buried in the YouTube algorithm, so people don't find them because my videos are more recent. People find them, but nobody else is putting out that kind of fucking tech. Like people will post 5-second videos on Twitter, like, "Look, I found this reset," and that's it, and then it's lost in the Twitter ether.
Like he still posts the same shit, Brady. Like the other day, I went through his channel. He still has Neutral 101. Yeah. I swear I saw the same video on MKX and MK9. What the hell? Nobody
watches them. Yeah,
they
nobody
just watch
watches
fucking combo videos.
Right? Like, but the thing is, the problem is the content creators don't put this information out there except for me, and I obviously can't put out like these videos as quickly. Like, it takes me a while to fucking edit them unless I do them on stream and then chop them up. But like, even then, I forget what information you people don't know. That's the problem I have is like, whenever I remember a concept, like when we were talking about character archetypes, and I'm like, oh wow, you guys don't know the character archetypes? Maybe I should do a video on that. But it's like, I knew that, but I didn't know that everybody else didn't know that because I've been around long enough to where it's just common knowledge. Like, everybody knows what a pixie is. Everybody knows what a pit bull is. Like, how do people not know this? Okay, I'll make a video on that, which is like the video I'm going to start working on. But it's like, I can't fucking remember everything you people never knew, you know? And I can't be the only one making this kind of content, but apparently I am. Me and Tom Brady.
The reason you're making them is because you think everyone is smarter than they actually are. Like I have no idea why you posted a reset video. Then I went on into the comment section. Someone's like, "Yo, I never fucking knew this shit." Like, come on, like, what the hell?
Well, but the thing is, like, I mean, if they just bought MK11 yesterday and they never played a fighting game, then yeah, like, that's fine that you didn't know that. There's lots of things I don't know. So it's fine to not know stuff. But the issue to me is not the people that don't know. The issue to me is that no one else is making any of this content. Like, all anyone ever makes is just a bunch of fucking fluff videos. Look at the Combat League skins. I wish we would add Havoc. Blah, 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 Molina. And it's like, yo, like, people actually want to learn how to play this game. That's why my all of my social media actually does pretty well, because I actually teach people how to play this fucking game. And not just this game, but fighting games in general. But nobody does any of that shit, dude. They just fucking, you know, oh, here are all the sexy intros Sindel has. Fucking fuck that shit, dude. Fuck that. That's what our community is. It's a bunch of fucking thirsty pussies that fucking either want to fuck Sindel or want to be Sindel. Nobody actually wants to get good with Sindel.
No, sounds pretty accurate.
Yeah.
You get no argument from this side.
Right? I wish more people were putting tech, but like it seems like nobody's fucking doing it. That's why I work so well with fucking Hot Rod Crusher. Like anything he asks me, if he's like, "Yo, can you commentate?" I'll commentate. I'll do anything. Because Hot Rod Crusher, he also does the Combat Academy on top of the Outworld Television. In fact, Outworld Television was an offshoot of Combat Academy. So like for those of you
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Hot Rod Crusher runs all that. So those of you that don't know, there's also the Combat Academy. That it covers a lot of like MK11 fundamentals and MK11 mechanics and stuff. So it's not general FGC tactics, but it does say, you know, it does like, this is Baraka, these are the strings you should use, like that sort of thing. Combat Academy is a good resource.
I did not know you did that.
People don't use Combat Academy, but like as far as like breaking tech, like if you don't have a Twitter, you just don't get any of it. Like you don't see any of it. Nobody puts any of it on YouTube. YouTube's just all clickbait shit.
Yeah. Like I know who's a good one? Like Burrito Voorhees. I know he usually has very good tech, but nowadays I think he just puts his on Twitter as well. But he is one. He is somebody though that I would refer to on YouTube sometimes when I was looking for tech. But like I said, now it's mostly on Twitter.
But see, the problem is a lot of the tech is
And maybe it's
like
super-
developing tech. Nobody puts the fundamental shit, you know? Like there are people, because that's the problem with YouTube, is it only shows you the most recent and most relevant. So like that's
Yeah.
why my fundamentals videos do well, is because I've put them out within the past year. So like even though my videos aren't giving you any new information that you couldn't find from like a decade ago, because it's from a decade ago, you're not going to find it. So I'm putting it out there. But that's one thing, is like a lot of people are just assuming that everybody already knows this stuff, and so nobody does those videos, and that's like kind of the issue that I think is the problem.
Every video on YouTube is, oh wow, another generic white guy with guns, like Arnold,
Yeah.
like RoboCop, like Joker, like Aaron, like how the hell do you guys say Spawn? Spawn isn't even white.
Right?
Like I see in person
When he came out and people didn't know
Spawn in
why his
Canada,
blood was green.
People forget that Spawn is black. That's the thing, is like that's all you get is like clickbait waifu shit, or like story stuff, or like social
Yeah.
justice whining. You don't get any actual
There's a lot
content.
of clickbait.
Yeah, there's no content that's like actually like, this is how you escape a throw loop. Like people actually need to know that, but instead it's like, oh, Mortal Kombat is racist because all the DLC is white people. Like what the fuck is this shit? Like, and
Is it-
shame on the NK community for fucking clicking that stuff. Like you guys complain that there's no resources to get better, and yet when people put resources to get better, you don't click that.
They
shit.
don't look for it.
You know,
They don't look
there's a
for it. They
reason-
don't click on it.
There's a reason Dynasty has a bigger
Yeah.
channel and more subs and more clout than me, and it's not because Dynasty puts out clickbait. It's because people click the clickbait.
That's actually a good way of putting it.
Like I've made peace
Like,
with the fact that
there's
MK
a guy kind
Go ahead.
like there's so many people on Twitter just don't care about the game, but then complain when someone says this character isn't their character
Because they
is,
don't give
it's
anything.
really good.
They just want to see what they can get
Yeah,
from.
I know. I was
Mortal
just gonna say that. I was gonna say that. Most of them like watch some shitty YouTube channel no one's heard of, like the Force Snake. I went on his channel, like all he fucking posts are story videos, and he says that is shit.
I mean,
Then
that's fine.
you
if
never
that's-
see any gameplay.
That's fine if all you want to do is story content, but
Yeah.
like there's nobody, like everybody fucking like, dude, I have a line of people that are like wanting to be on this podcast, that want to like do commentary and be a content creator. They're always, oh yeah, how do I get started streaming? And I'm like, well, you know, this and this and this. And yet like everybody wants to be a content creator, but nobody's fucking creating any like decent content.
Nobody's making good content.
Like everybody's like, oh yeah, I want to be a streamer or a
Or making
YouTuber, and it's like,
original-
okay, like, you know, what's your angle? What do you have to offer? Well, I'm kind of good at the game and I want to get rich. And it's like, oh, okay, like that's it, and that's it for the majority of the MK community. They're kind of good at the game and they want to get rich and famous. That's it.
No one has original content anymore. They're all just the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, like I wish more people like would put out like decent, actual, useful content, like actual guides. And I mean, like, I wish I could just do them all day, every day, but like I don't. Like I have to have a job. Like I have to work. Otherwise, I would just sit there and wait until there's a video you guys need, and then I would just make it. But like I can't do that. And like as a community, that's kind of like the community thing, is like we're all supposed to contribute in our own little way as individuals to build, you know, the community up. But I feel like nobody else is doing any of that shit. Like, and nobody puts in the hard work or makes the sacrifice. Yeah, dude, I could fucking put out a video of just me going into fucking customization mode and showing off all the skins for 20 minutes. And like, I could blow up my fucking YouTube channel like that, but that's not what I'm all about. And I don't do that. Like, and I wish other people would kind of like have that mindset, so that way I feel like I'm me, fucking Hot Rod and Tom Brady are the only people that fucking care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you summed it
exactly.
up pretty well.
It's just frustrating for me because it's like I'm only one guy and I can't make all of these videos all the time, and I feel like
Yeah, no, ain't nobody doing that.
I get frustrated because it's like, for me, it's frustration because like here are people that actually want to learn the game and they actually want to know and get good, and like I'm frustrated because I can't help them. And it's annoying because no one else is even trying. And it's like, fuck, dude. I feel like Mordin Solus from fucking Mass Effect. It's like, it has to be me. Someone else is going to get it wrong. I feel like that with like all of my videos and like content creation. It's like, fuck, dude. If I don't make a video on like how to frame trap someone, it's not getting made. And there are thousands of people that are falling for this bullshit, and they're getting frustrated, and they're quitting the game because they don't know how to deal with that, and our scene is dying. You go on Twitter and Reddit every day, MK11 is dead, MK11, yeah, it's dead because nobody knows how to fucking play because nobody's making the content, and I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to make this content as fast as I can, but I do work full-time at a real job, selling drugs. Need to make I work a real dog. Get a word you're selling. I work a real job selling drugs.
Like the content is.
I mean, the community has to like help itself, you know. Like
the community doesn't watch it. They can go back to any FGC game and fighting game, and they just don't. They just want to watch MK11 because one has blue ninja and the other has yellow ninja.
No, but the thing is, there are people that do want it, but nobody's doing it except like a handful of creators. Like, and that's the problem, is that there are people that want it. That my channel, every time I post a new video, I get 1 or 2 new subscribers. You know, so like there is there's
always people looking.
There's people that want this information, but it's not out there, and I have it in my brain. I don't have time to fucking spend 15 hours a day fucking editing a video and scripting and recording to get all that up. I get it up when I get it up. You know, and like, thank God I have fucking somebody helping me with editing right now, right? Kabalsack. Otherwise, I would never get my VODs up. Like, yeah. Like, I'm putting a call out to every fucking wannabe fucking fake-ass content creator. All of you assholes out there that are like, I want to be a streamer. I want to do YouTube. I want to be esports. I want to be this. I want to. Then make the fucking good fucking video tutorials. Make good ones. Help me out. I will share the audience. We're not competing. We can work as a team. All of you out there who want to be a fucking content creator, but you just want to be famous and make money, this is how you do it. Make decent fucking tutorials. Decent, with like informative tutorials. I will fucking promote your shit because I can't do it myself. I would do it myself if I could. But, you know, nobody wants to do that. They just want clout.
Badger said, someone help me, please.
Right? Like, instead of making informative, actual, helpful YouTube tutorials, I'm going to enter fucking Destroyer's online tournament and win $150 because I got 5th place. And then I'm going to fucking brag on Twitter about my clout. And then when MK11 fucking ends and Justice 3 or MK12 or whatever else comes out, I'm going to go get a real job and not give a shit. And those people that are fly-by-night fucking players, they're going to be gone when the next hot thing comes along that they think they can get rich off of. And who's going to be left? People like me still making tutorials for Mortal Kombat 11. So I'm just asking that there be more people with me. More people standing with me in growing this scene, because I guarantee you, like, eventually someone like Koizi is going to get tired of winning $300 at a tournament and realize, hey man, if I played Dota 2, I would make so much more money playing Dota 2, so I'm going to go play Dota 2, and then they'll never be back. And it will, again, be fucking idiots like me and Hot Rod and Tom Brady making fucking videos. So all I'm asking is that people like Koizi, who have that clout, who have that knowledge base, and who are doing well, like, make some fucking tutorials, man. Help the level up the community. You're not going to win money at tournaments no one shows up to. Level people up, man. Level up the community.
It's just all about...
Yeah. It would help you so much more.
It's always during the last bit of the podcast Badger starts getting spicy.
Right? These are all my hot takes. Because I don't give a shit anymore. Right? I used to have a no-name names rule and a, you know, don't say shit, you know, try to just keep things cordial and professional. But now I'm like, I don't give a shit, dude. Like, what clout am I going to get? I have fucking 13 viewers, right? Like, they're not going anywhere. They understand what I bring to the table and they appreciate it. So I'm going to call out everybody else. Like, Koizi, you want to keep winning money from my fucking scene? You want to make your career and make a living off of my people, right? Because I've been here longer than you. Then start fucking contributing. Make a fucking guide. You know how to play the game. You're good. That's why you're winning all the online tournaments. Okay, so go win an offline tournament and make a fucking video so that way other people can be as good as you. So that way tournaments will be more populated and you can win more money. If you make a guide instead of just posting, oh, I did a first to 5 with fucking Sonic Fox. Oh, shit. But instead of sitting there being, oh, I did a first to 5 with Sonic Fox, maybe sit there and do an analytic video. Okay, this is how Sonic Fox beat me, or this is how I beat Sonic Fox. Here's the tech. Here's the strategies. Here's some videos on fundamentals. And then when people level up and they get good, they'll be more confident in entering tournaments, and you will make more money from tournaments. Right now, you're just a leech. You're just taking money from the fucking pop monsters. But eventually the pop monsters get frustrated and they quit, and now there's no pop monsters. So why don't you start thinking about the future and how you can maintain and sustain your career that you look to have, and fucking make some guides, man. Please, somebody help me make some guides. I can't make all the guides. I wish, this is why I'm naming names, right? I'm naming names. Koizi, fucking who else? Fucking Averk. Averk, make a fucking guide. Gurr, make a fucking, please. You guys are good. You're good enough. You know how to play the game. I can't be the only one. It can't just be me and Tom Brady. It can't. Or me, Tom Brady, and Hot Rod. And Ketchup and Mustard, they mostly do nostalgia videos now, which is cool. Same thing with Rio, they're breaking down the meta of old games, and that's cool, right? There's people that want to see that, but the people that are doing good right now, why are they not doing fucking tech videos? Why aren't they doing anything to level up the scene? They're not, because rather than make everybody good, they rather just take everybody's money until there's no more money to take. Then who's going to be left? Idiots like me and Tom Brady. That's who's going to be left. That's the stupid. That's what me, Tom Brady, and Hot Rod are the idiots. Koizi is the genius because he's just gonna make his money and then fucking bounce. And me, Hot Rod, and Tom Brady are still gonna be over here streaming for fucking $5. Not going nowhere. Koizi's gonna move on to fucking League of Legends. Fuck us. Averk's gonna move on to fucking Call of Duty Warzone. I already see fucking, every other fucking notable MK streamer is still, they're all streaming Among Us and fucking Genshin Impact and Call of Duty Warzone. Who's left? Who's still streaming MK? The fucking dumbass old fuckers like me who still want people to level up and play MK. Fuck me. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm an idiot. Hot Rod, you're an idiot. Tom Brady, you're an idiot. We should be doing what Koizi's doing. We're idiots. We're dumb. We should be doing what Koizi's doing. We should be doing what Dynasty's doing.
Why is Badger's been talking for 20 minutes and I'm afraid for his health.
My bad. I mean, I don't know, man. It's frustrating for me.
I told you he always gets spicy at the end of it.
You shouldn't let me get started. There goes all my clout.
But then we get entertained.
Koizi's fans are going to come after me now.
We get entertained and then we just let you go off.
They're going to call me names. They're going to be like, oh, he's fucking phobic or whatever. And it's like, dude, I'm saying Koizi should make a YouTube video tutorial. If Koizi makes a tutorial, a good one, dude, I would fucking promote the shit out of that. I'd be like, look, dude, here's the guy that's beating your ass online and he's telling you how to fight him. Or her or whatever. I don't know Koizi. Who gives a fuck anymore? Him or her, I don't know. I don't care. It's not important. I just want Koizi to do tutorials so that way I don't have to. Because I'm lazy and I don't have enough time for that shit.
I've been trying to say something for 10 minutes. Please let me say it.
I'll
me and Badger DM'd about this. Finally. Me and Badger DM'd about this. We want the point of the DM was we wanted to make a group of more people posting content to help other people in the community. Why has no one accepted the invite?
I haven't sent out an invite.
There's only Badger and Tom Brady. Oh, well, that makes sense.
No, you know what? What Kabalsak is talking about is me and Kabalsak were thinking of opening up my channel for other creators to post on it to kind of beef up to make an all-in-one directory of tech and fundamentals and beginner guides, because I can't do it myself. So we were talking about it, but we haven't reached out to anybody yet. So nobody has turned us down. Although now that I've talked shit about Koizi and Dynasty and Brusque Poet, I'm pretty sure everyone's going to turn me down except maybe Tom Brady and Hot Rod.
You didn't talk shit though. You didn't talk shit. All you did was request for them to make a video.
Right?
Legit, that's all he said.
But yeah, people aren't going to see it that way.
Then again, people are going to find. Yeah.
But like, yeah, we were talking about
say
that.
you're scrubby and everything.
Because I think, like, especially among the players that we have in our community, there's a lot of people that know a lot of shit, and there's a lot of tech that could be done. And so far, Cabal Sack has been editing my VODs. And, like, if we kind of, like, built a team, I mean, we call ourselves Team Trash, but, like, if we kind of built our team around bolstering content with the intention of leveling up new players, I think that we'd be killing the market because no one else is doing it except Tom Brady and Hot Rod.
Really invite them already.
I haven't reached out
Crosby
to
has a
either
point
of
too.
them. What's that?
Oh, what he had just said in the chat. Like he had said, Koizi makes it known they just want to be an entertainer.
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you do what you want to do.
I don't.
All right.
To me, that's
Okay.
fine. But
entertain the
I'm an entertainer too.
strategies.
I'm an entertainer who brings more to the table than just that. Like, I tell jokes and I talk shit, and I compete, and I make guides. And I'm just saying, like, yo, if you're going to take from this community, like, a long-term career, like, why not give a little bit back? Because those pot monsters who funded that pot for you to win, they came from somewhere. They're not just screen names. That's the thing that the MK community forgets, is that they because it's all online, they think it's just screen names. Oh, it's just, Scrub Lord Scorpion 27, XX 69 420. Like, no, that's a dude. That's a person, and he sucks at this game. And maybe if he didn't suck at this game, he wouldn't quit after 6 months. But there's only one way to get that guy good. And part of it is on his part, but part of it is on, like, us as, like, the veterans, as the figureheads of the community, of training those people up. Like, yeah, if there were tons of YouTube guides and tutorials to teach these people how to not suck, then, yeah, the onus is on them to get good. But right now there isn't. So the onus isn't on them to get good. Like, they're as good as they're going to get with the resources they have available.
Yeah. Like, there isn't anything else.
I mean, I've kind of been out of stuff for a little bit. I just been here for Badger Spice.
Well, you guys know that I'll just fucking bitch and complain all day. Like, like, that's kind of the thing. And, I mean, I
don't mind it, shit.
It is my show
this
now.
This isn't a podcast. It's just Badger saying stuff.
No, it's like a podcast for an hour,
Badger
and
talk.
then, like, the last half hour is it's Badger time. It's like Badger talk.
A little bit. Sometimes when you guys fucking tilt me, and, like, when I tilt myself, I oftentimes feel like I tilt myself, because I'll start talking about something and then I'll get reminded how angry it makes me, and then I'll just keep talking about it because I'm a fucking idiot. I'm stupid. This is known facts that I'm an idiot, because if I were smart, I would do fucking content like Dynasty does.
You are.
Instead of being good enough to beat his ass in Kombat
You're
League,
smart.
I would suck as much as Dynasty, and I'd make fucking YouTube clickbait videos. And then I would have an actual fucking career as a content creator, and I'd actually have clout. But no, I'm a dumbass who thought, like, the best way is to get good and teach people how to get good. So I beat his ass in Kombat League, but joke's on me, he's got the more successful YouTube channel. So Badger's an idiot
like
confirmed. Badger is an idiot confirmed. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this to all of your friends. What do you think about Koizi and Dynasty? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to hit the notification so you know when I post podcasts every fucking Sunday. Somebody gave me shit
share
about
this
that.
video.
That's one way to wrap it up.
Everyone.
Right? Right? So
Yeah.
because we're at an hour and a half. I got to get stoned and hit Kombat League. But
That's the only way to play it.
Socials. So that way people, if
Caballing.
this is their first
Caballing.
podcast.
Yeah. Caballing one on Twitter. That's it. That's really it. That's all I have.
That's not. Cabalsack is actually editing VODs for me now. So I want you guys to go and check out the videos he's been posting on YouTube and give him some fucking encouragement. He's working hard and he's doing a good job. And so those of you that have been checking out, like, the VOD replays that I've been posting on YouTube, like, he's doing all of that. He's doing all the editing. He's making the thumbnails. He's doing the descriptions. He's doing everything. He's working really, really hard. And, give him a kind word of encouragement, and that maybe he'll stop being such an asshole.
Or buy or buy a Triumph chair with the code Caballing32.
Yeah.
All right.
That's also a way to support.
I'm Creative Royalty. You can just find me on Twitch, Creative_Royalty. You'll find me on Twitch, I said Twitch again. Twitter, Creative Sucks with an X because my name was stolen.
Right. And again, I'm SoCal Honey Badger on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. You can also find me in the club with a bottle full of bub. I've got that X if you're into taking drugs as well. So keep your eye out for that. Oh, and I'm into having sex. I'm not into making love. So, come give me a hug if you're into getting rough.
Fitty.
Maybe that'll be my sign out. Like every podcast, I'll sneak in a Fitty quote. I'll just this is Honey Badger signing off. Eat it or love it. The underdog's on top. See you guys later. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, sir. All right.
Do we really need bad socials? Like, legit, do we really need them? Like, where are they gonna watch this from?
Well,
That's
everybody
also
already
true.
knows. You just look, if you look it up. Well, some of the people like the idea. That's why I did collaborations. The idea is that I steal some of Creative's fans and some of Cabalsac's fans and some of Saki's fans. You know what I'm saying? And now it's to the point where
Imagine
I'm not
stealing
stealing
is a way
anyone's
of life.
fans. Nobody, their fans aren't coming around. So this is mostly a podcast for my fans and you guys.
Thatcher's clout.
I have no fucking clout, dude. I got fucking 9 people in my chat. Anyways, that's the end of the podcast.
Yep.
All right, it was a good podcast.
To be
y'all.
fair, you have more than half of it.
Right? I'll catch you guys later. I'm going to continue this stream. And hopefully Combat League doesn't take a shit on me. I'll see you guys later.
All right, later, guys.